when you turn on the news and you don't hear, you know, because it can flip from state to state to state, and you'll find news stories about people killing each other left and right, and this kind of domestic violence and that kind of domestic violence, and 90% of it is what? Drug related. So now, just imagine, you know, just think of John Lennon's song, imagine there's no countries. Well, imagine there's no war. No war on drugs.
It ain't gonna happen, people. You know, I gotta tell you, you know why? We got these people out there who are funding both sides of political parties, both sides of wars, and out of all of this, they're making profit. They're paving out the road and selling it to us and putting tolls on it. And I tell you, what I'm talking about here is the end of this last season, Buzzy. It was a great honor to show all those folks out there at TV Land, Alex Jones, Endgame. Now, folks, if you missed that, go on to Alex Jones' website. Check it out for yourself online. All right, because what that exposed was the Bilderbergs. The Bilderbergs. Now, if you don't know who the Bilderbergs are, we're not going to get into it now because we don't have the time. But go online and Google it for yourself. Educate yourself and those around you so you don't have to tolerate those politricksters. You don't tolerate your family and your friends and family. Yeah,
you know, that's the way it should be. Now,
you know, the end game it brought so much into the light, and that's the thing. You know, they do all their deeds in the darkness, and we're here to expose them to the light because Jesus said Himself, man, everything that He did was in the light, and all that's done in the darkness will come into the light.
Yeah, let me tell you, folks, you see that on reality TV? That was, you know, that was a very disturbing video. It really was, especially when he started getting into the eugenics. Yep. You know, and the history of that, and like through World War II, and then what was going on in this country, which even more support, folks. Are we guinea pigs? Yes or no?
You better believe it. Tune in next week. Stop bitching, start a revolution. You know you want to do it. You just do it. All right. What else do we talk? We've been talking about secret societies.
Well, you know, one of the things was, you know, about the war on drugs and everything was the decorticator.
Oh.
You know, yes, because I mean,
we got the answer.
It's God's favorite plant.
We got the answer.
It's an astounding plant. You know, it's the only plant in the world you can tell male from female visually.
Look at our garden and look at it grow.
And isn't it just kind of, you know, coincidental that the year that this machine, the decorticator, was invented, which would greatly
it's like you said, it solved the 5,000-year-old problem. That sums it up.
It would solve the problem on how to you know, harvest commercial hemp effectively and productively and efficiently.
And what did Popular Mechanics come out and say right around that time?
$1 billion a year crop, and that was in 1938.
Ooh-wee, Buzzy.
And then what happened the year before? Because, you know, but just before something hits the market, you know, that product's been around for a little while, research, development, etc. The patent applications, obviously, DuPont, you know, they got wind of it. Hence, you know, through their fascist company, because, you know, as we talked about in Food for Thought, DuPont, one of the daughters there was the financier of a coup d'etat, or an attempted coup d'etat, through the Nazi Party of this country back in 1934.
Elkhorn document. Check it out for yourself.
Something else we've just, you know, excuse me, but, you know, it's just one of those it's just an amazing coincidence of how, you know, you have this invention, the decorticator, which would revolutionize the paper industry, the food industry, the medical industry, the fiber industry, and it would just basically change the face of the world. And what happened?
Absolutely.
1937 Marijuana Tax Act. Conspiracy, coincidence? I think it's a conspiracy.
Check it out for yourself, people.
You know, you create a position for Harry Anslinger.
Harry boy.
Well, I could think of a few other names besides Harry, Henry, whatever.
Yep.
You know, but
so what else? Because, you know, we've been trying to, you know, show you the gestalt that, you know, this war on drugs is a scam. We've got a bunch of things we got lined up for you this season. Been in touch with law enforcement against prohibition. We're trying to get one of the speakers from the organization to come down and have a chat with y'all. And if that doesn't happen, well, we've got some good things lined up for you. Now, I was checking out this film recently, and it's called Hijacking Catastrophe, 9/11, Fear and the Selling of the American Empire. Turned some friends on. What's up, all you cool people out there in Collinsville? Check me out. My brother of another mother. I appreciate it. You know, hey, let me tell you, folks, we're going to be showing you this hijacking catastrophe, 9/11, fear and selling of the American empire. Okay, got to tell you, folks, I watched this and I crap my pants because you know what? I'm telling you, man, this war that we're in right now, it's been lined up. You know, it has nothing to do with Twin Towers coming down, 9/11. Has nothing to do with weapons of mass destruction. You know, folks, they planned this out, the Wolfowitz document. You can watch this program and you stick with us and we're going to open up your mind. We're going to drop something in it.
It can be a hard pill to swallow, but, you know, it's one of those that it's worth taking the time out to look, listen, and learn because it will change the way you think. And it is about the preservation of your future as well as ours, you know. That's one of the reasons why we do this, because we know, we see the storm coming. You know, more and more our liberties are being taken away. and we're not doing anything about it. We're
That's
not
right.
speaking up saying, no, stop doing this. And that's what this is about.
Time to flex your muscles and your constitutional rights before it all goes down the
A couple of other things that we've discussed around, in the food for thought, stop bitching here is, our constitutional republic, which is what we're supposed to be.
Are we democracy?
None of this BS spreading freedom and democracy around the world. Are we free? Name me something that you can do that the government does not have regulations or rules or fees attached to it.
Socialist, communist, fascism, that's what you got. You get
Absolutely is. We are socialists. There's no doubt about it. The government's always saying, let us help you, And now, with this stagflation that's going on in our economy.
Oh, that's right. Gold just went up over 1,000. First time ever.
Silver's going up.
Dollar's going crap in the bed while everybody's buying up our infrastructure.
Yeah, we've talked about that. NAFTA. People
Superhighway.
wonder why our economy is going down the toilet is because we don't produce anything anymore.
It's planned chaos, and out of the chaos, they're going to build their new North American order, people. The history of the Federal Reserve is going to be wiped away. This next generation that's growing up will never question it. They'll never knew that a banking cartel took over their country a long time ago, and all these treasonous presidents and their administrations from years past will never get the finger put on them. Not while I'm alive. We'll put the finger right on the old finger. It's the middle finger, people. That's right.
One of the shows that's coming up, probably be going out just about a couple weeks just before this one with me and Auntie Lola when you were off there in Thailand there, having a good time, hopefully. We talked about war and peace. And, this is a structured war. This is one of those where it has been designed to never end, just like the war in Iraq. Right. It's a perpetual thing because... I don't know if I'm ahead of myself here. DEA just got approved, new budget and stuff. Now they're going to be hiring.
You're not ahead of yourself, bro.
A couple of hundred more agents.
200 agents and 200 staff. And what was their new budget? I think it was actually less.
$2.3 billion.
Yes, right up there, brother. Exactly.
That's an amazing. That funds an army. You could start a war with that for sure.
Well, here's an interesting fact too. Spike TV. And April 1st is starting a new program. Y'all sit out there and you watch Cops. Y'all sit out there. Now you're going to be able to watch DEA. And it's like, it kills me, people. You know why? Because it desensitizes us, all right? Viewers, check this out. Viewers are going to witness firsthand what it's like for special agents to go out undercover. Yeah. Or undercover missions, like they're on a mission from God, because that's what they think they're doing, all right? And they pose as drug dealers, setting people up. That's a bunch of crap, man. Let me tell you something, all right? So Spike TV is there when the DEA busts down doors. Oh, yeah, isn't that against the Constitution? Aren't you supposed to have a warrant? Oh, the no-knock thing came down the pike. Oh, geez, Buzzy. So anyway, this program, all right, it's a series, and it takes a look at the complex relations between DEA agents and their informants, revealing the strange kinship that they share with criminals who see themselves not as arch enemies, but rather as opponents in the game of the illegal drug trade. And one of the DEA agents there, Chief of Congressional and Public Affairs, okay, Mary Irene Cooper, this is what she said. This job is a calling. What does that tell you? When you hear someone got a job as a calling, ain't that God calling you out, man? So that these people think they're all self-righteous, going down knocking doors.
I was just thinking, very self-righteous.
We love what we do, and you can see that on the show through the dedication and the excitement of these agents, said Special Agent Mary
Well, that's
Cooper.
really quite scary because, wow, let's go break down some doors. Let's violate some people's privacies. Let's just take away all their rights and treat them like an animal. Let's treat them like a criminal, guilty until proven innocent.
Well, before I whip out what's in my pocket here, I just want to tell you here, all right, with the new development, with the DEA's new budget, all right, one of your leaders of the DEA, his name is Leon Hart. He said this is an important and much welcome development. Not to me, it isn't, let me tell you, folks. With this needed funding, the DEA will be able to fill 200 special agent positions as well as vacant intelligence analyst and critical support positions, all right? This legislation sends a strong and encouraging message to all of us at the DEA as we continue our worldwide drug law enforcement mission. They're on a mission from God.
No, they ain't from God,
Well, there goes that pig again!
As we pointed out there.
Oh, there's Lucifer chasing it!
Food for thought there, you read the writings of Albert Pike and the Scottish ancient dogmas and rituals of the Scottish rites of Freemasonry.
Lay it on him, cuz.
It's like page 800 and something there, whatever. Go look it up. Where he openly declares that, Lucifer is the true holder of light. Adonai is the false God. So he's trying to do a 180-degree spin
Right.
on that. So, you know,
that's why we're here telling you God's favorite plant on the planet is marijuana, cannabis, hemp. Believe it or not, it's a cure-all to many of our problems.